It's quite a wonderful institution from what we've been told, and Mimi is quite a soulful person and quite somebody. We had a chance to meet her and be with her today. Somebody who really, really cares, and it's our pleasure to host her.
Thank you.
Thank you. Ezra is going to give us, I believe, a short talk on location and where we're at, just so that we can sort of set the scene. And please, Ezra.
Okay, so as everybody knows that we're gathered here on behalf of the Dolev Ulpanat, and our speaker is the Director of Development, Mimi Tsadok, and she's come from Israel to share about the wonders of this great institution on the land that sits the cradle of Jewish civilization. And here is Dolev, and if you take special note, it's just a little bit west of Beit El, which is the same location as the Beit El we read about in the Torah, where Yaakov Avinu, Jacob, our father Jacob, had his dream. And there is a great wonder taking place here, but what we have is the re-emergence of our ancient Hebrew civilization on the land where we first began. And Dolev is playing a major role in that. Besides communities like Shiloh and Ophrah and Tapuach and Ephrat, and places that existed in ancient days, Hebron, Kiryat Arba, they're now re-emerging before our eyes. And you know, a lot of people always say, if only the government will extend sovereignty over Yehud and Shamar, saying we're annexing it, that's the answer. But of course, yes, we want that. Everybody wants that. But you know what? I've been saying before that, you know, it's the culture in Yehud and Shamar that really has to spread out over the rest of Israel, because there's such a beautiful culture that's merging there that's having an effect on the entire nation. And Dolev, the Yeshuv Dolev, is an example of that. From the very foundation, they wanted, when they created the Yeshuv, they had the idea in mind, how can we make Israel a better place? And so they decided to come up with this Ulpanat to help girls who are in very difficult situations. And they've been so successful in transforming these girls that in communities such as Ashdod and Modi'in, they want to replicate those ideas that they've seen work in Dolev. And Mimi will tell you after, the government of Israel is actually doing a study on their methods, and maybe they can implement them in other institutions. And so this one little yeshuv is having a major effect on the Jewish people. And so now I want to give the stage to Mimi Tsadok. Thank you, Mimi.
Thank you. Again, I want to thank you all for coming, and I thank the Bernholtz for hosting me. It's a true zchut that I have met you, and I'm very honored to be here in Toronto, because I know you have a wonderful Zionistic and very patriotic feeling for the land of Israel, and that gives us in Israel and in Yesha. You all know what Yesha is, right, when I use the term? It's an acronym for Yehuda and Shomron, right? That's Judea and Samaria, just so we're all on the same plate. And Dolev is, if you can see here with all the dots, when you see this map, it's situated strategically in a cluster of settlements, I call them communities, that were established in the mid-80s to serve as a buffer zone strategically. Not only idealistic because it's the land of Israel and we need to develop it, but also strategically because if you look from Dolev, you can see oftentimes the planes flying over the airport. So on the left you have Tel Aviv and the airport, and on the right you have Ramallah. So all of these settlements here in this communities in this area were built strategically to serve as a buffer zone. And not only strategically, but also, as Ezra pointed out, culturally and educationally. This organization was started by the people of Dolev because they saw these girls literally hanging out on the streets and they wanted to help them. They said, how can we do this? How can we help these girls learn how a normal, loving, nurturing family can be? We'll take them into our homes. We'll show them how a Shabbat should be. We'll show them how a mother and a father should relate to each other in a healthy way, because most of these girls unfortunately did not have that in their own home. And they decided that they would use that as a base for a school. So they teach them reading and writing, Judaism, family living, how a healthy family should be, and they teach them vocational training so that they can go out in the world. Even as high school students, they learn early childhood care. Why do they learn early childhood care? Because they themselves did not have a healthy childhood. One girl told me when her baby brother cried, she used to hit him. I said, oh my gosh, that's terrible. Why would you do that? And she said, well, that's what my mother did. So I followed her example. But now I know that's the worst thing to do. You don't hit anybody, especially not a baby. And now I learned through my education in Dolev, in my early childhood education, that I, even as a high school student, I can learn now how to be a good mother. So we teach them, we take them under our wing and teach them all of the family skills that they should have learned in a positive way in their own family, and teach them academic subjects as well, and vocational training, and therapies. We have equestrian therapy, if you know, this is with horses. We have art therapies, music, drama, art. They study video therapy, which shows them how they see each other in the eye of the camera. Some girls cannot talk about their problems or their traumas, and so they use vehicles such as art, music, and video to learn how to express themselves in different ways. And they're now studying cosmetology and also sewing and fashion and nutrition. They have a wonderful, in fact, I brought cookies. We call these mitzvah cookies. I brought cookies that the girls bake, and why do they call them a mitzvah cookie? They just look like regular little cookies. No, 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 no. They learn not only how to bake the cookies, but they learn math because they learn measurements. They learn chemistry. Why does the sugar and the flour and what else do you need that goes with it? How does that work? And they learn how to plan events and wait on tables and plan the whole party. And they learn how, if they want to at one time, start their own business. If they want to, and also of course if they want to work in a bakery, they'll be able to. They already have these skills behind them. This is a 3-year vocational program sponsored by the school, of course, and also Bituach Halumi, and also the Ministry of Labor. So we are trying every way we can to get these girls, give them a head start in life, emotionally, educationally, professionally, and Baruch Hashem, we're on our 26th year, actually. We just had a 25th reunion, and we saw, Baruch Hashem, the work that we have done to help these girls find their hidden potential and succeed in life. And it was a fabulous event. And I saw girls there. Some came in army uniforms. They were so proud. Most of them were already married. They brought their children, their husbands, of course, and two girls came in prison uniforms. They were, what do you call it, a prison guard, a ward? They were so proud. They studied criminology. They said it takes one to know one. We know exactly what these people are. The professors can talk till tomorrow morning, but we know how to take care of kids at risk and people that have had problems. And Baruch Hashem, we teach them to use the trauma and use the history of what they've gone through for a positive purpose and to help others. So it's really an amazing school. And we now are helping through the Ministry of Education. We're going to teach other schools. Maybe we'll come to Canada and teach if there are girls that need help. We will be able to guide them and help them also using our experience.